There's a couple of type of lures that I highly recommend you have in your arsenal, which is little metals like that. If you see any bait balls on the surface, whether they're tailor, kingfish, salmon, bonito, mac tuna, frigate mackerel, there's a whole list of them, they'll always work with a little metal like that. The idea is to match the size of what they're feeding on. It depends on the time of the year. They might be on that size, might be smaller, they might be bigger. So having a few sizes and the right rods and reels to cast the weight that you've got in your lure is important. And it's just literally casting, you know, in front of that school and ripping that lure right through them. And biggest key, if you're on your boats and you've got lovely big grady whites or Valhallas or Vikings, you just don't want to scare the fish. So you don't run right through them, they're just going to go down and take off. You've got to go, you have a look which way they're going. If they're going this way, drive around, stop your boat and just drift along and they will come forward and then cast in front of them. The next thing I'll show is it's literally a soft plastic. Last time I went out, this was being used for flathead and jewfish, and we were just in pit water, so no different to in here. All soft plastics you should keep in their own plastic bags that they come with, rather than mix them with each other. Because this guy here and this one are two different materials, and this one will dominate and literally melt this one. I'll show you how to rig soft plastic. That's basically a fish, and that's the top of the fish, that's the bottom of the fish. You want the hook to go on the top, so it'll be like that. When they've got a little slit in that section there, the way to rig it is actually go down the belly like this, push it through, spin it around, and then just poke it right through the middle, like that. And you want it to be as straight as possible. You don't want it to be like that or like that sort of thing. You want it very natural and straight like that. With this type of material, you can do it as many times as you want. It's very stretchy and you can make mistakes. The key is just get it nice and straight so it has a good action. And the prawn's the same way. We would just do the exact same way. We go through the top of the head and have the hooksy on there. There's sort of two basic techniques you'll use with soft plastics. If you're in the deeper water, it's all about the sink rate and the drop. So you cast up in front of the boat and the lure will just waft down like that. And things like snapper love them, they'll just come up and eat them. And most snapper are like mid-water. In deep water, it's about the sink rate. So you make your head weight the size that by the time you cast forward, by the time that you drift and the line comes towards the back of the boat, you're pretty much down to the bottom. And then you wind your line in and you recast. You don't really do any action on it. But in shallower water, like in this area here, you have to make the action yourself, but also use the action of the lure. So it's both. Because you're in shallow water, it's not going to have much time to sink. So you cast it out. Once you've let it hit the bottom, you flick up like 2 or 3 times, 2 little flicks, 3, and then wind slowly, just the slack. You don't want to wind that lure because what you've done is you just flicked it up. When you're winding the slack, you're still allowing the lure to go down like that. And most of your bites will be on that drop. So mac tuna and bluefin, all that are predators that love speed. So whether you're using a metal, or whether you're using a plastic, or whether you're using a little stick bait, they love movement and speed. And it depends what you're targeting. So something like a flathead is different again. So it's like that flick, it's going up and down like that. Jewfish and flathead, brim, whiting, all of them love that style. Your predator ones like kingfish, bluefin, all the tuna species, tailors, they love speed.